Previously on Reality Dog Training. He just immediately recognized there was a ball there. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Holy cow. Let's go. Well, that's insane. Come on, leave it alone. Let's go. As I was walking and the kids were doing their batting practice, I saw this one young man pick up the ball. He looked right at George and he went like, "You like the ball?" He didn't know any better, but that's when George just lost it. Gosh. This was a very serious outburst. I never thought I'd find myself in a sumo wrestling match in public with a pit bull type dog over a baseball. I'm Zach George, and this is George. No relation. George has spent the last 4 months living in an animal shelter with minimal contact with other dogs or people. And it's my job to transform him from a wild and crazy dog to an incredible pet. Seems straightforward, right? Holy cow. Not getting that ball. George is a dog like I've never known before. I don't know if I can let this dog go. Let go! Yes! He did it! This might be the single greatest transformation I have ever seen in a dog that I've worked with. The hardest thing about fostering a dog, you fall in love with them. This is Reality Dog Training. Subscribe and click the bell so you never miss an episode. It's time to go back to the scene of the crime. If George can't learn to control himself, it's going to be a huge problem for his future family. So you might remember yesterday we came to this exact spot. I'm out here again, but I had an incredible outburst out of him. He was uncontrollable. So I decided to come out here while it's a little less busy and do some testing to try to recreate elements of the things that were really throwing him for a loop. He was thrown off by the tennis court balls over here. He did pretty well on that, but it was the baseball that really got him going. He saw a baseball over here on the other side of the fence, and he was like, I've got to have that baseball. I've never experienced anything quite like that with a ball being that level of a distraction to a dog. And you know, George is no joke on his strength and his muscles. When he decides to activate, he is a lot of dog to handle. When your dog is really struggling to get something, the best thing you can do is to break it down into smaller, more manageable lessons for them. So, since George was totally overwhelmed when the park was busy, we're going to lower our expectations and work with him while the park is basically empty first. I like training in a large fenced environment like this because it helps me get a better idea of how reliable George is on certain aspects of his training while still keeping the environment under control because of the fence and the long lead. So the first thing I'm hoping to do is to get him playing out here. So far I've got the well-behaved version of George, more or less. I mean, pretty excited by these Frisbees. I've got him on a 30-foot lead today in a fenced area because I want to give him a little bit of room to run here and play Frisbee. Come on, buddy, let go. That let go, we're still battling it. Let go. Yes. Come around. Let go. We had some rain overnight, so the field is extra wet and soppy. I consider that because when the ground is wet, it's more fragrant, more distracting. Dogs are more interested in wet grounds very often than they are ground that is dry. I can see like he's not in sprint mode. A lot of that could have to do with fatigue, could be the wet ground, could be that he's on a long lead, or maybe he's just not that into the Frisbee right now. Because as much as he'll play with Frisbee, the most amazing distraction I found for him so far appears to be a round ball of some kind. Any kind of round ball is what my working hypothesis is. If kids are playing fetch in the background or a baseball game, it's really important that he not lose his mind to try and get to that. That's something I want to work on out here. But I did want to get him warmed up with a little bit of Frisbee here. Good boy, come on. Also working on that recall. This is a nice, impressive recall. Before I get to the ball as a distraction, I want to work with him on his basics. I was just hoping to get a little energy out. I'm going to get him warmed up with a sit-stay with distance. I want to make sure that he's doing well with that. I want to use treats out here in public for some of George's training too. Right now I'm using some of my favorite Pupper Treats. Even though George has demonstrated that he's doing really well inside, it's important to keep giving George great rewards throughout his training. These Pupper Treats are freeze-dried, made with 3 healthy ingredients or less, and you get over 400 1-calorie treats per bag. I love that they're really small and tasty. That's the key to a good dog treat. I'm gonna have a link where you can check out all of Pupper's amazing treat and chew options in the description below. I'm gonna introduce a distraction now, the Frisbees. Look at me. Yes. But no, I didn't say okay. Good boy. Stay. You might notice I'm using treats and play here kind of interchangeably. I don't usually do that, but with a dog like George, food doesn't seem to quell his play drive so much like it does with many dogs. Look at me. Stay. Here. Yes. Wonderful. So that was pretty good. I was able to distract him with 2 Frisbees. He held his stay. That impulse control is fantastic. I think it's gonna be harder with a ball though, and that's really what I wanted to try out here. I think he's way more into a ball. And you can see him just light up for this. Stay. I mean, there's no stay there. Look at that. Look at me. Here. See, he's so focused on that ball right now, which in a way I like, and I wanna see this behavior sometimes. Stay. But I also wanna verify I can get attention on me before I start using this as a major distraction / reward. We can use it for both. It can be very valuable. George, look at me. No. Look at that, complete focus on the ball. But this is the kind of focus I want to bridge onto me, and I want to use the ball to facilitate in that process. He's being pretty good right now, so I'm gonna actually release him and let him chase the ball. Okay. Just a few feet there. Good boy. Come on. All right. Let go. Yes, good. I'm gonna definitely reward that let go because he does not like letting go of a ball. Stay. Look at me. Come. See that? Let go. I thought I was gonna be able to call him off the ball, but he's like, nope, I gotta go after that. Different than the Frisbee. I was able to call him off the Frisbee. George has done a version of this exercise with other toys in various lessons, but with this ball in this place, the temptation is just too great for George to overcome his impulse and pay attention to me. And I think we'd all agree that if we want George to pay attention to me or his new family anywhere, it would be in public. Look at me. Stay. Come. Okay, 2 times in a row. We got something to work on here. So that's a problem right here for his training. You can see how that would be a problem if he was charging at a ball in an open field like this with a lot of people. Stay. Leave it alone. Look at me. I'm gonna just lure him away this time because he's, no sir. Look at me, this way, come here. No, sir. So right there, I mean, you saw I had to pull him back. My training failed at that point. But I do want to emphasize, when you see me pull him back like that, it's not to administer an unpleasant physical consequence around his neck or anything like that. It's simply to manage him and keep him from chasing something he's not supposed to chase. George, here. Yes, sit. No, almost. George is really torn between going for his ball and listening to me. This is what learning looks like in real time. See, sit's usually super reliable with him. Stay. Leave it. Take a step back here. Okay. Let him go after the ball. Good boy, George. So rather than calling him away, let me just reward here for a little bit on him, just leaving it alone for a moment. Sit, stay. Stay. George, here, stay. Okay. Let him go out. Oh God, what a mess. Where's the ball, buddy? Dogs are distracted by different things. Here we have a guy who's doing some lawn maintenance over here, and George could not care less about him, it seems. He's so focused on the ball. Sit, stay. Look at me. Here. No, sir. Sometimes when you're restraining a strong dog like this, you have to be very quick. This is why we need to keep our dogs on a lead or leash during exercises like this. We do not want to lose control of our dogs. Here I'm using the lead to prevent access to the ball and nothing more. So far I'm unable to call him off of that ball and onto me, which is unacceptable. One thing I could do, and I might do it in a moment, I'm not quite sure, is I could use another ball similar to try to call him off of this ball. But honestly, I don't want to have to rely on that. It's a bit of a crutch, but it might be necessary in order for me to get some more traction with him and advance forward. So I'm just experimenting. Look at me. Come. No. I'm working out. Yes, good man. That's perfect. It's incredibly important that he be able to hold a stay no matter what the distraction is, especially for a dog like this. Stay. Good. Stay. Okay. Good boy. So that was pretty good. I mean, he was on the edge of his seat, so to speak, but he did glance at me as if to say, is that okay? At which time I wanted to acknowledge that I liked that he was checking in with me. George, let go now. Let go is looking much better today. Jumping, however, stay. You see how he's like jumping there towards the ball. He's really reaching deep to hold that stay. Stay. Look at me. Okay, get it. There we go. So he's starting to learn, okay, if I just stay with it and I listen to this guy for a little bit, I'm gonna get what I want. So this is a little bit of traction. Wait. Stay. Okay. Good. Really understanding okay here, which is nice. Understanding that release very solidly. I love that. Sit. Stay. Much better that time. Okay. Good man. Come on. Let's go. Come on, let's go, sir. Yeah, good boy. Let go. Yes. Gonna go ahead and reward again on the very good let go there. Come on. Let's go. Ultimately, I want to be able to have him stay and chuck this ball and know that he's going to stay. Stay. Here. Okay. So let's see if we can take this to the next level. I'm satisfied that we're making a lot of progress on him resisting the toy. It's not perfect, but he's really reaching deep to hold that stay around something he really loves. I want to use multiple distractions right now. So now I have two identical toys here. Stay. Look at me. Good. Yes. Okay. And so I use that one to reward this time. So I'm just kind of mixing things up. I want him to be able to look at multiple things and process this concept in general. Let go, sit, good, let go. Good man. Sit, stay. Look at me. Okay, there we go. Good boy. So I'm trying to simulate a ball in his environment that he has to leave alone. So sit. In other words, I want to keep him off this ball completely. The one that's going to be on the ground. Stay. Look at me. Yes, okay. He can get that ball. Come. Gonna continue to tease him a little bit with this ball just to proof this. Stay. Yes. Okay. Come. No, you don't go after that ball. Good. Here. Good. No. George, come. Good. Sit. Stay. Come. Sit. Nope. George, come. Sit. Stay. Okay. And that's what I'm talking about. George has obviously not forgotten the ball on the ground. He definitely still wants it, but he makes the choice to leave it alone and look to me instead. He's starting to learn that the shortest path to getting the best things in his life, even his favorite ball, is through his trainer. A question might be, Zach, when you're teaching him not to go after the ball, are you reducing his drive for the ball? And I don't think so. My ultimate goal is to be able to use a ball or frisbee or some kind of toy as a currency, because that focus, as I mentioned before, is what I want to transition to my eyes, right? So right here, he's focused on that, but I want to be able to get, don't you jump for that. Here, George, look at me. Fine. Okay, right now, it's real hard to get him to look at me, so I'll just make it easier. Look at me. Good. This way, stay with me. Good. You can really use a toy with a dog like this to teach them heel, which is real nice, but you have to really work with them on knowing how to appropriately work with the toy. Come on. Here. Yes. Okay. Good boy. So notice I said yes to mark the behavior, okay to release him from the heel. Let go. Now. Okay, he's really learning now, which is kind of hilarious. Sit. Good. Okay, come on. Let's go. Good. I want to really make sure that I can have him follow me here with the ball. Come on. Easy. Leave it. Good. See that? See how we're able to really keep his attention on me. Come on. Ooh, don't jump. Sit. Okay, come on. Okay, good. Yes. Just a short toss of the ball, and now. Another thing that I'm kind of working on in the background as I do this type of training is withholding the ball as he jumps for it uncontrollably. Essentially teaching him how to conduct himself in the presence of an exciting toy is our challenge here. But once we do that, watch out. Yeah, look at that turn, stay. Yes. Okay, real nice turn there. It's still a little crude, a little primitive, but that's how it looks before it looks nice. Very easy, watch. Yes, that back up. Okay. Virtually every time I'm saying yes here, I'm trying to follow it up with this ultimate reward for him, in this case, a ball. Come on, buddy, let's go. And let go. Yeah, let go's looking good so far today. All right, let's see if we can get something that looks like a heel, and I'm gonna keep the ball nice and back. No, come on, start over. Here. Look at that nice slow heel, easy. Come on. Turning, come on. Here, you're doing great. Come on, one more turn, stay. Yes. The next thing I'm really trying to phase in here is eyes on me, not on the toy. So let me see if we can make some progress there. Okay. Good boy. Here, George. Yes. I'm gonna reward the glance at me, because you remember how hyper-focused he is on the toy. Come on, buddy, you're doing great. George, here. Yes. Good, come. Let go, leave it. Good boy, yes. Gonna reward that let go and that leave it right there. He's starting to put it together a little bit here. Here. Come on. Here. Look at me. Here. Yes. All right, that was nice. So there, I just put the ball out of sight for just a moment, got him on my eyes, because I want him to know, hey, pay attention to me. You're gonna get what you want, but don't be focused on that ball. Be focused on me. Look at me. Come on. Easy. Here, come on. Good boy. This way. Look at me. Easy, come on. Come on. Here. Easy, wait. Doing well. Stay. So as we continue to practice heel, I'm really looking for focused eye contact with me, looking for small moments of progress to reward and toss that ball to him. I mean, that is a $100 bill to him. Okay, now that I'm starting to get a little traction with George on resisting this ball, I'm going to enlist Bree to help me proof this training and take it to the next level. Thumbs up for Bree. Just toss it up and catch it one time. Stay. Now, George, here. Sit, stay. Okay. Come. Here. No. Stay. Go ahead. Look at me. George. Here. Yes. Okay. Come. George did great on his first try, but this time he can't resist going over to his other favorite ball. You know, the one that's identical to the one he has in his mouth right now. George, come on, come on. I'll be over here. Sit, stay. Gently place it on the ground. Stay. Yes. Okay, there we go, nice. I love that voluntary stare he gave me. So, I mean, that is why I rewarded there. See how we're easing him into it? Although he's still, I don't like how he's running back here at the ball. No, don't want to let him get that ball. Here, good, come. Good boy, come here. That's all right, sit, stay. You're doing very good, George. That's very good. Okay, go ahead, be a little more animated than before. Stay. Look at me. George, here. Good, go ahead, keep going. Stay. Stay. Look at me. See this? Okay. I really want to make sure when I say okay and I release him, he knows it's that ball, not that ball he's to go after. Because I can see that being an issue if I'm not very clear about that. Go ahead and toss it. Stay. Stay. Better. Sit. Yeah, the shake-offs. Stay. Okay. Good boy. I'm noticing he's giving me a lot of extra shake-offs here too. He seems a little annoyed that he's having to think so much. He just wants to play. And these are all necessary skills that dogs need to have, especially pit bull type dogs. They have to be very disciplined in today's society. Sit, stay. And you can, I mean, it's a real foreign concept to him, having to stay when he wants to go after something. There's no doubt this is slightly confusing to George, but he's keeping up pretty good, and I expect this to get better if I keep working with him on it. Stay. Look at me. Stay. Here. No. Sit. Stay. Here. Okay. Come on. Stay. Good discipline. Very good. But this is essentially how you teach your dog a surprise stay. I hope to be able to work up to suddenly surprising him with a ball like this and having him stay on short notice, and we'll see how he does there. How about now? Stay. No. Come. No. Come. Yes. Stay. No. Okay. And you can see how I'm using the word no. I'm trying to be sparing about it, though I'm probably using it a little more than I would like. Right here, he understands that the corrective action is I'm going to make him stay by restraining him. I'm not going to punish him per se with like a harsh punishment method like a choke or a prong collar, because I don't need to. That's too aversive. I want to use the least aversive method that is likely to work. So clearly, simply restraining him is the least aversive method that is likely to work, as you've seen me do a couple of times in this training session, and he's starting to understand. And for George, restricting his access to this ball is really the least aversive method that actually works with him. Stay. Yes. Okay. Good. See how I waited for him to check in there? So, I mean, George, man, he is a heck of a dog, and he has such a strong will. But, you know, you can break through to him if you speak his language. I mean, people interpret this behavior as being stubborn. All I'm seeing is a dog that has a lot of drive and really wants something and is pretty determined. I mean, stubborn kind of indicates that they're unwilling to learn. He's trying to fight his instincts, but he's a dog who likes to chase a ball. It's a hard thing to do. Good. Sit. Stay. Look at me. Come. No. Come. Good. Okay, go get the ball. Go on. Okay. See, that delayed gratification seems to be effective once he understands that's what we're going for. Good boy. Stay. No. Come. George. Come. Yes. Stay. Okay. Love that check-in. So I feel like we made some progress in today's lesson. He still has a ways to go, and his drive is really intense, and it's both a blessing and a curse at the same time sometimes, because you have to really learn how to refine that drive and make it work for you instead of against you. So stay tuned. Later that day, we were taking a break, and George started to bark at one of our neighbor's dogs who was walking by. When your dog has an outburst at other dogs, do what you can to get their attention on you, and when you get even a tiny glance at first, reward them big time.
Sit. Go. Hey. Okay, he's pretty wild there.
Yep, he saw.
Look at me. Quiet. Good boy.
One of the most critical parts of training a dog is being willing to snap into training mode at a moment's notice when certain situations call for it, like when your dog reacts to another dog outside of the window, or when they're chewing on one of your sneakers.
Oh my God.
What's he doing?
You are not gonna be excited about what's happening.
This is my shoe. Leave it. Good man. Leave it alone. Okay, my bad. I will put my shoe up. I shouldn't have put you in that position. I shouldn't have put you in that position.
Oh boy.
Shouldn't.
Uh-oh, you have a Nike shirt and an Adidas shoe.
I know. I've been married to you too long to make puns like that.
True. Hey, George.
Good man.
Good boy.
This is why when you're training a dog over those first many months that you really have to do a good job supervising them. That's why we supervise and control the environment, which I am failing at. He shouldn't have even had access to the shoe, but you know, his leave it is so strong that I was able to quickly remind him what leave it meant.
We have some news.
Yeah, go ahead, Bree. Why don't you lead us?
The news is we have finally been able to bring ourselves to make George's first official adoption post.
I'm feeling different than I thought I would about all of this. I mean, George and I have bonded so much throughout this training process.
I've seen Zach see a lot of dogs, and I rarely see him want to keep a dog in his life the way he has deeply thought about George.
He's been amazing. Like, I don't know if I can let this dog go, but I understand that we have to do that. I understand the greater calling is to be able to bring a dog into our life, to train them and to find them a great home. And if I adopted every amazing dog that I worked with that was homeless, I would never be able to keep my eye on the bigger picture. And that's what I'm just constantly having to tell myself, but he's such an amazing boy. Fostering a dog is such an emotional thing to go through.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I can't help but think about the first time I saw George behind those bars, you know, in the shelter, all alone, every day. And don't get me wrong, the shelter workers do the best that they can with these dogs. So I know they gave him as much time as they possibly could, but knowing that he's gone from that to having attention all day long from us and seeing him just excel at every turn, do every single thing we have asked him to do and to really try very hard, it's very emotional. But I know he won't be the last dog that I encounter that's this amazing, but he's definitely a special boy.
Definitely a special boy. Did you see that somersault?
I did, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And so we have the privilege of making him available to the right home with anyone in the United States, basically.
Yep, yeah, which is really cool, but I also am like, this is a new world of finding you guys, trying to find the best right home. That's really hard. Major respect for you guys in animal rescue. We made this post in which I shared a whole bunch of pictures of George that I'm hoping sum up his personality. What do you guys think?
And I understand that the way he looks and his breed type can be discouraging to a lot of people.
Well, I'm determined. We're gonna find him an amazing home. I feel like it's a lot of pressure, but I also feel like I can't wait to see where he ends up.
All right, guys, so stay tuned. We'll see where it goes. Our journey still has many twists and turns ahead. Check out the description for a link to Pupper's amazing treats. If you're training your dog right now, you should definitely check out both of my books as well. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I'll have all of the links below, and we'll see you guys in episode 9.